The NASCAR world was stunned when Chase Briscoe clinched a win at Darlington, breathing new life into Stewart-Haas Racing's playoff hopes. With mere seconds separating him from Kyle Busch, Briscoe's victory wasn't just a personal triumph, it was a lifeline for Stewart-Haas Racing. This win parallels Harrison Burton's situation, both drivers securing playoff spots, but their paths diverge from there. While Burton faces an uncertain future without a team next season, Briscoe's trajectory points upward with Martin Truex Jr.'s seat awaiting him in 2025. The playoff narrative for these drivers couldn't be more different. Atlanta proved challenging for both, but Briscoe's P6 finish at Watkins Glen was a game-changer. This performance catapulted him out of the elimination zone, positioning him 6 points above the cut line. Burton, in contrast, finds himself at the bottom of the standings, fighting an uphill battle. Enter Kevin Harvick, former SHR driver and now an analyst. His recent breakdown of Briscoe's impact on the turnaround of Stewart-Haas Racing adds some insight to the unfolding drama. Harvick's perspective, shaped by years of experience with the team, offers a unique lens through which to view Briscoe's recent performances. The Watkins Glen race was a spectacle in its own right. Chris Buescher and Shane Van Gisbergen delivered an edge-of-your-seat showdown on the final lap, with Buescher's number 17 Ford ultimately claiming victory. But amid this high-octane finish, Briscoe's performance didn't go unnoticed. Starting from 12th on the grid and finishing 6th, he demonstrated the kind of consistency and improvement Stewart-Haas Racing has been desperate for.
It was on from this point. Both drivers did incredibly well, but this is where Buescher got the run, courtesy of an unforced error from SVG.
Rarely do we see it, but that's exactly what happened. 16, too much speed into the bus stop, loses the back of the car. The 16, slight contact, look at it again, Lee, he turns in, but so much speed, he loses the rear, turning back to the left, right there. And the 17 capitalizes and finds a way to the right of the 16. This contact right here is NASCAR racing at its finest.
This 92-lap overtime race was a test of mettle for every playoff driver, with challenges everywhere. Briscoe, despite his deep starting position, emerged as a top playoff contender. His stage performances were solid, 3rd in Stage 1 and 7th in Stage 2, but it was his strategic prowess that truly shone. Opting for a 2-stop strategy, Briscoe pitted on lap 57 alongside race leaders Ross Chastain and Shane Van Gisbergen. This decision kept him firmly in the top 10. Briscoe's final 6th place finish translated to 43 points, outscoring all but Austin Cindric, who managed 33. This strong showing propelled Briscoe from 16th to a tie for 11th in the standings, a swing of 27 points. In his own words, Briscoe summed it up succinctly, "We did everything we needed to do." Kevin Harvick's analysis, shared on the September 17th edition of his Happy Hour podcast, shed light on Briscoe's evolving role within the team. Co-host Caitlin Vincey set the stage, stating, "I want to give some props to the SHR driver, and that would be Chase Briscoe." Harvick stated, "You know, what I loved about this weekend was the fact that Chase Briscoe coming across the radio wasn't just saying, 'I don't know' about his crew chief's question and decision of whether to pit or not.
What they needed to do.
You know what I loved about this weekend was the fact that Chase Briscoe coming across the radio and not just saying, 'I don't know' about his crew chief's question and decision of whether to pit or not to pit."
Harvick's praise didn't stop there. He highlighted Briscoe's proactive approach. Instead, he's like, "Hey, we gotta do this. This is what we gotta do." He was positive, straightforward, and quick to think. I love that too. He was the leader.
Whether to pit or not to pit, he's like, "Hey, this is what we gotta do." And he was positive, straightforward, and quick to think.
Yeah, I loved that too.
He was the leader.
This leadership quality, according to Harvick, is a crucial evolution in Briscoe's development as a driver. Harvick emphasized the significance of young talent stepping into leadership roles. But to me, that is a confident driver who is sitting behind the wheel just saying, "Yep, this is what we need to do." And that was the end of the conversation.
And that's always been something that you wonder, that when is that time going to come, if it ever comes, from a young driver. But to me, that is a confident driver that was sitting behind the wheel to just say, "Yep, this is what we need to do." And that was the end of the conversation.
Yeah,
Briscoe's performance has clearly left an impression on the former SHR driver. As the 29-year-old advances to the next round of playoffs, he carries not just the hopes of SHR, but also the attention of Joe Gibbs Racing, his future team. The upcoming race at Bristol presents another opportunity for Briscoe to cement his place in the next round and accumulate crucial points for his team. Following Briscoe's impressive showing at Watkins Glen, it's worth delving into his career trajectory and recent performances. Briscoe's journey in NASCAR's top echelons has been marked by steady progress and occasional flashes of brilliance. His first Cup Series win came in 2022 at Phoenix Raceway, etching his name in the record books as the 200th different Cup Series winner. This victory, coupled with his advancement to the round of 8 in just his early season, hinted at Briscoe's potential. However, in the 2024 Southern 500 at Darlington Raceway, Briscoe tasted victory again in the Cup Series. In a dramatic finish, he outdueled Kyle Busch to clinch the regular season finale and secure a coveted spot in the 2024 Cup Series playoffs. This win came at a crucial juncture, breathing new life into Stewart-Haas Racing's championship aspirations. Briscoe's path to the Cup Series was paved with success in NASCAR's lower tiers. In the Xfinity Series, he amassed an impressive 11 career victories, including a remarkable 9-win season in 2020. His prowess on road courses was evident early on, with his first Xfinity win coming at the Charlotte Motor Speedway Roval in 2018. Bristol Motor Speedway has been a venue of mixed fortunes for Briscoe. While Kevin Harvick has tasted victory there, starting from the back of the pack in the Food City 500 and pulling off a stunning win, Briscoe's Cup Series experience at the track is limited to just 4 races. His Xfinity Series performances at Bristol paint a picture of potential 4th and 2nd place finishes in 2019, another 2nd place in 2020, followed by a win later that year. These stats suggest a driver comfortable with the track's demands. However, Briscoe's Cup Series results at Bristol paint a different picture. In 2021, he secured a 13th place finish, followed by a 14th place showing in 2022. The 2023 race saw a dip in performance with a 27th place result. This year in the Food City Dirt Race, Briscoe matched his best Cup Series finish at the track, coming in 13th. These results, while not poor, highlight the gap between his Xfinity Series success and his Cup Series performances at Bristol. The consistency in finishing in the top 15 is noteworthy, but in the high-stakes environment of the playoffs, there's a clear need for Briscoe to push closer to the front of the pack. While top 15 finishes are respectable, the playoffs demand more. Briscoe isn't inconsistent at Bristol, but to make a serious championship run, he'll need to elevate his game in the coming weekend. The pressure on Briscoe extends beyond his personal ambitions. With Kevin Harvick's strong endorsement comes increased responsibility. Briscoe now carries the weight of giving SHR a fitting farewell. The landscape of NASCAR is shifting, with the Haas factory team set to emerge next year as Tony Stewart exits the partnership. This season represents Briscoe's final opportunity to prove his mettle under the SHR banner. Briscoe, along with Austin Cindric, who finished 10th, were the only playoff drivers to secure top 10 positions in a race that saw 3/4 of the playoff field grappling with significant setbacks. The 90-lap race, which stretched into overtime, was thrilling from the start. The very first lap saw a multi-car pileup that immediately reshaped the playoff picture. Defending champion Ryan Blaney found his day cut short, finishing a 38th and dropping from 1st to 9th in the playoff standings. The incident also captured other title hopefuls. Denny Hamlin finished 24th, Brad Keselowski managed only 26th, and Christopher Bell claimed a 14th place finish. Kyle Larson, despite leading 13 laps, could only finish 12th place. Tyler Reddick, who had shown promise with 6 laps led, ended up 27th. Chase Elliott, a former Watkins Glen winner, struggled to a 19th place finish. Briscoe's 6th place finish earned him 39 points, including 4 stage points, boosting his playoff standing significantly. This performance lifted Briscoe from 16th to 11th in the playoff standings, now sitting 6 points above the cut line. It was a crucial turnaround, considering he entered the race 17 points below the cutoff. Briscoe's ability to navigate the 2.45-mile road course, completing all 92 laps while many others faltered, showcased not just his driving skill but also his mental determination. As the series now turns its attention to the high-banked short track of Bristol for the first elimination race, Briscoe's Watkins Glen showing has given him momentum and a buffer in the standings, positioning him well for the challenges ahead. As the NASCAR fans watch with bated breath, the question on everyone's mind is clear. Does Chase Briscoe have what it takes to clinch the title this year? His recent performances suggest potential, but the road ahead is full of challenges. If you like the video, make sure to like and subscribe to NASCAR Insider and share your insights in comments below.